had one family come into my office a year ago, that before this grant was approved, wonderful family and a couple of kids, and they had bought this home in 2003, I think it was, for like $160,000. And in the ensuing 13 or 14 years, they had over $300,000 worth of insurance claims. Wow. You know, and so, duh. At some point, you say, "Hey, look, let me buy your house and get you out of there." So we don't have to continue to be on this merry-go-round, and of course, it's great discomfort and inconvenience to the homeowner, and the property becomes basically unsaleable otherwise. And we're prescribed by the grant to demolish the home and make it either water retention or green space, so that we don't end up in this same boat again. But that's just one of the many things we're working on.
So how did they react to the proposition of being bought out? Were they happy about that? Did they have mixed feelings?
Oh, I think they're very happy about it. They're ready to move on, and you know, we haven't done that purchase yet, but it should happen this year. Having appraisals done and following the terms of the grant. But they signed up for it. Yeah, you had to sign up for it to be eligible.
So you said there's about 50 homes. Are those mostly like beach properties, or are they in different areas?
No, they're not. They're mostly suburban developments that were done, 30 to 50 years ago. And honestly, some of them are in an area where the FEMA flood maps were not entirely reflective of reality. And they got changed, the maps did in the 90s, because in this one particular drainage basin, I'm learning all some new words as mayor. The model was based on surge, in other words, water coming in from the ocean. But in fact, in this particular drainage basin, it was a riverine, which it was more of a drainage from rainfall capacity that was causing the flooding, and not a surge. So the model that was used when they did the flood maps originally did not take into account the riverine aspect of it. Does that make sense?
Right. So like we talked about at the beginning of the conversation, you've kind of got it coming from all directions. They were looking at the surge from the ocean, but there was also an issue with the increasing rainfall and the river causing flooding. Okay.
There's a creek rather than a river, but they call it riverine. And, that's just another example of that, of not having either best practices or the best information in making development decisions. In other words, their homes built at an elevation that now, with 20/20 hindsight, we would say never should have been built at that elevation. I mean, you might have made the decision to raise them up and still develop the property, but not at the base flood elevation that they built.
So, I think you said that you were offering buyouts to about 50 homeowners. Are those the ones that are taking buyouts? Have you offered more, or is it?
Well, you people apply, and then you apply for the grant, and if you award the grant, you can proceed with the buyout. That's where we are with our first go around here. And this was done back in 2015. So these buyouts were based on just repetitive losses that occurred prior to Matthew and Irma. Mm-hmm. So since Matthew and Irma, we have a new list, a new grant application that's gone in to buy some additional homes, not as many as 50, but we view this as being an ongoing process for the next, I don't know how many years we'll be at this till we try to buy out the worst repetitive loss properties out there. Mm-hmm. And again, it's mitigation in the true sense, because you're not just taking a property off the market that you would argue shouldn't have been developed, but you're adding to the runoff retention and or green space to allow better storage of rain.
So I'm sorry to keep going back to this. I just want to make clear that make sure I'm clear on the numbers. So those first 50 have been approved. They've applied and have been approved, or how should I word it?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I think the number might have been 48.
Okay. I can say roughly 50. I just want to make sure that I word it right. And then you're offering offering for additional homeowners to apply to be bought out as well.
Correct.
Okay. And so it's ongoing.
Every year you can apply for new FEMA grant monies to do this, mitigation monies.
Right.
And then there's also that issue, which we feel like it's important to do the buyouts first, but we have a couple that have been approved for elevations, where we'll be lifting houses up and, raising them. Mm-hmm. In the historic district particularly, that's quite an issue as well. There was some concern over the years about making sure that, we have very strict architectural and historic guidelines here.
Right.
And anything that creates a change to the exterior of a property needs to have approval of our Board of Architectural Review. And over historically, they generally don't like to see change to historic properties. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So,
the point is to maintain them, right?
Elevating your home constitutes a change, but I've made it clear since I've become mayor, and we haven't put them out yet. We're about to put out a set of guidelines about elevating historic homes, and what you should look for, and some guidelines about going about doing that, so that we make it easier for folks to be able to proceed and get their homes elevated if they would like to.
Right. Okay. So, what are some of the other ways that you're dealing with this issue? I understand that, and maybe you can kind of catch me up on where things are with proposals. I understand that you're planning to increase the height of the seawall, and there are some other proposals as far as drainage goes. So can you just kind of catch me up to where things are, what has been done, and what's been approved, and all of that?
Yeah, that would take a while to go through the whole list of things, but
how about just the most important?